Comes to the battle between the government and U.S. businesses, the consumers are the ones who are being affected the most. Joining us to talk more about this is Brent Wilsey of Wilsey Asset Management. Morning, Brent.
Good morning. Good to be here.
I think I can frame this perfectly because when I sat down, I said, what does this mean? And you said the government doesn't know what they're doing.
Right. I think a lot of people agree with that. And what I'm talking about is that the government tries to help out consumers, but they don't understand business. They impose things that cause more problems down the road. And I saw this past week when we had this business, a finance company, and they were doing very well. Saw the annual report, everything was great, oh, good. And then like a few days later, it's down 10%. I go, well, what happened? Well, we discovered that the White House came out saying, oh, those penalties of $41 that you're charging people for late fees is too much. You should only be charging $8. Well, the government doesn't know what they're saying. They said it only should cost $8 to charge those fees, those late penalty fees. They're not thinking about the company not getting that money back. They need that money to reinvest, loan out more, and so forth. They don't think very well. And what I thought was funny, too, is that the DMV fees, they go up as much as 42% if you're a month late. The IRS, they impose up to 25% late. So not good for businesses, but good for the government to do this. And the problem with this, Jason, is that it affects companies like Capital One, Visa, American Express, where they're saying you shouldn't be charging late fees you do. And why do they charge late fees? Not to collect money, but to prevent people from not paying their bills because they need that money, same way the IRS does. So what happens is this will hurt the profits of a business, because if you can only charge $8 and people stop paying their bills, they're going to have to either raise prices somewhere else, their expenses will go up, their profits go down, they could file bankruptcy because they can't afford to stay in business, and that hurts pensioners that have money in those companies, and it also too hurts the consumer, because what happens now, they have less businesses to go to, so now less competition means, well, we're going to raise our price if you don't like it. Well, no place else to go. So they got to be careful. Businesses are very important in our economy. You can't hurt businesses. Government should be working with businesses.
Well, to go back to the late fee, 41's too much, $8. Some of these credit cards companies, they're charging a lot of interest, really high interest rates. So maybe that's the White House way of saying, well, you can charge those rates that are really high, but when it comes to late fees, you can only do this much. And I don't know where they pulled that number from. Well, it seems kind of arbitrary.
It is arbitrary. And they say, oh, it shouldn't cost you more than $8 to collect those fees. Again, they're not looking at the cost of money coming in, that they need that. And also, too, it's a deterrent. You don't want people saying, it's only $8, I won't pay this month. That doesn't help the business, because you need to have that money coming back in so you can invest it and reloan it out is what happens. So it is something that will happen, and then you cause these businesses to go under. And competition is the consumer's friend. You want competition. You want 10, 20 businesses out there trying to fight for your business, because then they'll do less in fees.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it seems to me like they're just, if we look at this administration, how many people in this administration have ever owned or run a business?
Right, and
so that's the genesis of it. They're clueless.
And they're clueless, and many of them have been in government for their entire life. They don't understand what it is to sign a check for an employee and so forth. The other one that they came out with, what was very irritating, was the passenger bill of rights. This came from Congress because of all the problems with the airlines and so forth. Now, airlines, they try their best, and people think, oh, they're just after us and so forth. During this time frame, they have planes in warm areas. They try to bring them in, but they didn't plan for this bad of a situation they had. Well, now they want to come out with imposed penalties for consumers that are stranded. Well, here again, I got to put some blame on the consumer. You got to shop around. If you're going for the lowest fare possible, that airline is not going to have other things to help you out. They're not going to say, well, sorry, you got the lowest fare. We don't have any place for you. Right. A higher airline might plan for that and give you some money on that. Also, too, I love this one here. $1,350 imposed minimum if you're bumped from a flight. Well, that's going to hurt the airlines as well.
Sure.
I mean, they're trying to keep those planes full so they can keep their prices down. If they start flying planes that are halfway full because, well, people didn't show up or whatever, it's going to cost them more money. They'll have to raise their fares down the road. The one that really irritates me is they want to allow class action lawsuits. And there are some good attorneys out there, but there's a lot of bad actors out there that do this. Last year, $62 billion in class action suits were settled. That's a huge expense for businesses. And when you pay more for insurance, you pay more at the grocery store, that is because they have to pay these big class action suits. Now they want to do it in the airlines, you'll see your fares go up even more than they are, because a business is in business to make a profit. And if you raise the expenses, profits go down. Either they go out of business or they have to raise the prices, again, hurting the consumer.
Trickles down to the consumer.
Trickles down to the consumer. So what businesses can do with government, what government can do, is have more rules and regulations to let free competition go. Enforce that, work with that, and so forth. Come up with things to have like profit sharing for companies. We have a lot of our retirement plans for our businesses. They have profit sharing. Encourage stock-based compensation, or for employees to be owners in stocks and so forth. So you're part of it. If we all do together, the government and employees and the consumer and so forth, we can all benefit. And Jason, one thing really worries me is, I say 30 years down the road, if we don't straighten this country up and get on track, we're going to be speaking Chinese. So China will take us over, because they are working very hard. Their GDP is better than ours. They're growing much better. We all need to work together, the government and businesses, to make businesses better. Businesses aren't bad guys. Let's work with them to make better business, to grow our country even more.
And keep an eye on China.
Keep an eye on China.
That's a sleeping giant right there.
It is. And when people say, what's your biggest fear 30 years down the road? I'm worried about my grandchildren, that they could be run by China, because China is a strong force. And we're so worried here about, an $8 penalty and so forth. No, let's work harder to make our country stronger by being, more productive, because if not, we're going to be taken over.
And keep the military strong, too.
Exactly. Very good point.
Big time. All right. Thanks. Brent Wilsey, Wilsey Asset Management.